Tomorrow, just you wait and see.
Born Vera Margaret Welch on March 20th, 1917, Dame Vera Lynn, the British wartime forces sweetheart, passed away today, 18th June 2020. She was born in East Ham, which at the time fell within the borders of Essex, but has since become a part of Greater London. Dame Vera did not come from a show business family. Her father Bertram and mother Annie had the occupations of plumber and dressmaker respectively. At the young age of only 2.5 years old, she was hospitalised for 3 months due to having contracted a deadly respiratory disease. During her time in hospital, she missed Christmas, but had recovered in time to enjoy her 3rd birthday in March 1920. Annie, her mother, overjoyed with her daughter's recovery, managed to track down a Christmas tree and made sure that she would be able to celebrate not just her 3rd birthday, but also still experience the Christmas that she had missed. By the age of just 7 years old, she had begun to sing at men's clubs, and she adopted her grandmother's maiden name of Lynn by age 11 as a stage name, around the time that she joined the singing troupe Madame Harris's Cracker Cabaret Kids. Amazingly, Lynn had never had a formal vocal lesson as a child and only ever had one as an adult. In her own words, she said, "I thought I could extend my range, but when the teacher heard me sing, she said, 'I cannot train that voice, it's not a natural voice.'" Lynn's response was simply, "Well, thank you very much, madam," and then she left. She was spotted by a local band leader, Howard Baker, during a performance at Poplar Baths at just 15 years old, where he signed her up on the spot. She was a solo singer by the age of 16, but fronted a variety of bands who had not given in to the oncoming wave of jazz and its various styles. She had her first broadcasting experience in 1935 as the singer for the Joe Loss Orchestra, which was received so well that it led to regular radio appearances. A year later, at just 19 years old, she released her first solo record, Up the Wooden Hill to Bedfordshire. She had bought her parents a house, herself a car, and broken the 1 million record sales threshold by just 22 years of age. From 1937 through to 1940, she was a part of bandleader Benjamin Bert Ambrose's radio show Live from Mayfair. It was on one of these broadcasts in 1939 that she debuted the song which would become synonymous with her entire career, the iconic We'll Meet Again. This song, sung by Lynn in her iconic low pitch, represented the longings of families and friends who wanted to see each other again after being separated by the Second World War, and thusly resonated with many. In the same year, she was also voted the favourite entertainer of the servicemen as she took to volunteer work and earned her nickname of the Force's Sweetheart. From 1941 to 1942, she had her own radio show with the BBC entitled Sincerely Yours, and at one point had a feature announcing the arrival of newborn babies so that the soldiers would know when their children had been born. This, however, had to be scrapped as the producers simply could not keep up with the number of announcements being sent in. In 1942, she also recorded the iconic song The White Cliffs of Dover, and also appeared in the film We'll Meet Again as a character based upon herself. She spent much of the war travelling to army camps and hospitals, making it as far as India and Burma in order to entertain the serving troops. It was her belief that it was so important to get entertainment to the boys. Despite the morale boost her music gave to many of the serving soldiers, as well as the public back home, she was not without her critics, with one retired soldier having written in to the Daily Telegraph to express his belief that her sentimental songs were largely responsible for the half-hearted attitudes of serving soldiers. Despite critics such as this, she still beat Judy Garland and Bing Crosby to the title of British Expeditionary Force's favourite singer. After the war had finished, Lynn's career continued strong. Decca Records, who released the majority of her material, issued the song Auf Wiedersehen, Sweetheart in America in 1952 and could not have asked for more when this song made her the first British artist ever to top the American music charts. In the very first official UK singles chart of the same year, she occupied 3 of the top 12 places. Leaping forward into the 21st century, in 2009 she was made the oldest living artist to have a #1 album in England, with a compilation album of her greatest hits entitled The Very Best of Vera Lynn. She then, in 2017, was the oldest person to achieve a top 10 album in the British charts with an album featuring reorchestrations of various hits she had released. Just recently, her music once again spoke to a huge majority across the UK with a new version of We'll Meet Again featuring Catherine Jenkins. Released to help raise money for NHS charities, once again Lynn's iconic song has become a symbol of hope in a period of time where friends, families and lovers have been separated in an ever-changing world. Her Majesty the Queen, during a recent speech to the public, even referenced this song in her speech. In this video, I have barely even begun to scratch the surface on the remarkable life of one of the most iconic musicians of all time. There are so many articles, books and documentaries available on her life that, should you wish to learn more, will make it incredibly easy for you. Dame Vera Lynn, at the age of 103, sadly passed away today, 18th June 2020, surrounded by her loved ones. May she rest in peace.
We'll meet again, don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day.